Hey, this is Intermodaltrucker. My name is Larry, and I know that you guys are wondering where I've been, what I've been doing. I've been getting a lot of emails and messages and stuff asking if everything's okay, where I've been, what's happening. Um, well, I have a dog by the name of Yogi, and we've had Yogi for 13 years. And Yogi's been having a lot of problems, and he's with his walking and stuff, his hips and his digestive system and his breathing and stuff. And um, this weekend I pretty much had a lot of different cleaning and stuff like that to do, and wasn't any kind of videoing stuff. And I was gonna get him for this weekend, and I decided I was gonna wait till I didn't have to do all this cleaning and I could spend more time with him. So I was gonna come get him next weekend, but I went over and saw him on Saturday and spent a little time with him, and then Sunday I was getting ready to. I was sleeping, getting some sleep for leaving Sunday night, and my wife was calling me in over and over, and she woke me up, and I answered the phone, and she said that Yogi was out in the porch, and she thinks he had a seizure or something, and he fell over, and she can't get him up. So I jumped in the truck and I ran as fast as I can, and I ran over there, and I came up, and she had taken his bed out there and kind of had pulled him onto his bed and covered him up with blankets and stuff, and she was kind of holding him and talking to him and stuff, and I came up, and he just wasn't really responding whatsoever. His eyes were kind of moving around a little bit, but they were kind of just glassed over, but he didn't even move his head or nothing, and that was very abnormal for him. Usually he would jump up and or at least lift his head and stuff. And so I was able to get a hold of a vet and got the vet to come in, and I picked up Yogi and carried him into the truck, and he kind of came to a little bit, and he lifted his head in the car, and he started to kind of pant a little bit and look around hey, I'm going for a car ride. And we thought, well, maybe he's coming back here, and we took him to the vet, and he got him there, and then he would kind of go in and out, and he was in a lot of pain, and was just shaking, and then he would just go away. He could just see it. And the vet did some tests and stuff and was very unsure what was going on. He couldn't tell. He couldn't tell. He did X-rays, and he used this ultrasound machine to look in there, trying to figure out something with his abdomen. And he tested his nerves and stuff, and he said something has happened, and it's affecting his nervous system, because his back legs he couldn't even feel. I mean, he would pinch his claws and nothing. He wouldn't even respond. I mean, he'd pinch his front claws and it would just barely move. It wasn't right. And his abdomen was really hard, and he was looking in there, and he said that something is in there. He doesn't know if it was a tumor or something that exploded, or what was going on, or something. He couldn't figure it out. And he did blood work, and it came back that it wasn't any of his internal organs, he said, that were wrong. He's like, there's something going on here, and he goes, I don't really know what to say. And he could see that Yogi was in a lot of pain, and so he said, well, what we can do is we can give him a tranquilizer, and that'll take away his pain, and then we can keep him here for 24 hours and just keep one eye on him. And he's like, and tomorrow I'll consult with some other vets, and we'll try to figure out what the problem is here. He goes, but I'm guessing, and he goes, my guess, if I had to guess anything, he's had some kind of tumor or something, and it's exploded or something. I don't know. And he goes, but it's weird how he kind of, because he comes awake and he's a respondent, and then all of a sudden he just lays his head down and just, you could see it in his eyes. He just kind of glassed over and was gone. And he's like, we could try that. And he goes, it will probably, who knows, might be a surgery or something. And we just kind of talked to him a little bit, and then we just asked the question, is this the time? And the vet just kind of said, yeah, to tell you the truth, the problems that you're telling me that he has with his walking, his digestive, his breathing, he goes, who knows? Maybe, he sits here for a day or two or whatever. Maybe we end up having to put him through surgery. And he goes, a dog of that age, it's going to be rough. It's going to have lots of pain. It's going to be a big recovery. And he goes, if I do get him through this, I'm going to return him to you, and it's going to be the same dog. He's not going to be able to walk. He's not going to, still going to have the digestive problems. He's still going to have the breathing, he's going to have all these same problems. And he goes, and then who knows, goes all through this and endures all this. It might be 3 or 6 months. He might be back here for another thing. He's a 13-year-old lab. So we asked for a minute, and he stepped out, and me and my wife discussed it. And he came back in, and we just kind of said, I think we made up our mind that we don't want to put him through all this pain and everything else just to get a few months. So he thought that was probably the most humane thing, and said that he agreed with it, that would probably be the best bet, because it would be a lot for him. And so he gave him a tranquilizer for the pain and to calm him down, because he was just shaking, and he was just so much pain and stuff, and you could see it. And he gave him a tranquilizer for that, which really helped. It calmed him down. And me and my wife were able to actually kind of communicate with him and just kind of hold him and talk to him and everything else. And he couldn't move or nothing, but you could tell that he was being responded to us. And we just had a few minutes with him and stuff. And then the doctor came in, and he gave him a shot, and we were able to hold him and while he went through that, and was very calm and everything, and he gave him a shot, and he listened to his heartbeat, and he let us know when his heart stopped beating. I know that some people will say, hey, it's a dog, it's a pet, these things happen. I know they do. I've had pets that have died before. This was not that. Yogi wasn't a dog. He wasn't a pet. He was part of our family. We've had him for 13 years. We got him as a little puppy. He's been in our lives the whole time. He's been through a lot of different hard things. I would guess that every one of my children and my wife and everything has probably cried on that dog about something that has happened. And he has never hurt a flea in his life, and been there for every one of us. And so we felt it just wasn't right to put him through suffering and everything else to maybe get, a few more months of time with him. We felt the most humane thing was to just let him go. So that's why I haven't been recording. I really just kind of don't feel like being in front of a camera. So I'm taking a couple days off. We got Yogi when he was a little puppy, and my wife wanted a dog, somebody around, because I was gone trucking all the time. And I said, if we're going to get a dog, we're going to get a real dog. I don't want this little frilly dog thing. And so we saw an ad for some labs, and we went over to look at him, and my kids are all in there playing with all these little puppies and everything. And I looked over in a corner, and I saw him. And his head was bigger than his body. And he was just laying there in a corner, just laying in the dirt. And all the rest of the puppies were jumping and going nuts all over my daughters and stuff. And I pointed and I said, that one. And everybody asked, why that one? I said, because look at how calm he is. I don't want a crazy dog. He's calm. Look at him. So we got him, and we took him home. And I think what had happened is he was digging a hole and wore himself out and just passed out right there, because we found out that dog was crazy. He ate a couch, he ate all our Shibboleth's shoes, he was a crazy dog for a while until we got him kind of under control. And he's been in our lives ever since, and he's been part of our family. My wife actually taught him how to speak. I said that they were just spending way too much time together. But I came home one time and she says, you gotta see this. And she would hold up a piece of cheese, and that dog would do anything for a piece of cheese. And she held up a piece of cheese, and he would sit there, and he would go down on all his fours and kind of do a half lay, half sit thing. And he'd sit there like ready to go, and she would look at him and go, what's my name? And he would start making noises and stuff, and she would be like, no, what's my name? And she'd keep repeating it, and then all of a sudden he would go, mama. He'd make this sound. It was the funniest thing ever. I know there's a recording of it someplace. Somebody has it. I don't know where it went off to, but there's been recordings made of it. People have passed it around to family. Everybody gets a big kick out of it. And every time we're someplace with that dog, they always got to see it say mama. That dog's been through a lot with all of us. You know, all my daughters hanging out. The dog would just hang out with them and just love kids. And never hurt a flea. That dog was just awesome. Other dogs, cats, whatever was around, it didn't bother him. He never hurt anybody. One time I came home, I walked in the house and all my daughters were there and everything. And my wife was there, and I walked in, and that dog came running in the door when he heard me come in. He come running over there, and they had put some pink bows on him, painted his toenails, and they took a pair of panties that had frilly stuff on the butt, and cut a hole out for his tail, and stuck those on him. And he came running over to me, and I just looked down at him, and I said, you have got to be kidding me, because we're the only guys in this house. So I pulled the panties off and pulled the bow tie off, and he turned around in the other room, all the girls and everything were all laughing and stuff, and he turned around and just started just like this like high pitched, this real fast, just rock, 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 this going. And everybody started just laughing. You could tell he was yelling at him. You could tell that he was telling them, I told you he wouldn't like this. He was a very smart dog. He's been with us for a long time. I'm going to try to put a picture up on him, and that is from our land up north. And he just loved it up there, and that is a picture of him when he was pretty much in his prime. We would go up there, and he loved going up there, and we'd have a window open for him, and he'd be, sticking his head out all the time. And when we get close, getting up there in them north woods, he'd be out, his head would just be out all the time with the smells. And he knew it. When we started getting close, you could see him. He would start getting anxious and jumping around in the car. And everybody always just got out of his way, because as soon as that door opened, he was gone. And he would bolt out of there and just take off running. And we had bears up there. we were told there was a couple bears up there that hung out in our area where our land was. And we were like, well, that's fine as long as they stay away from us, stay out in the woods. And I believe in that picture you could see his hair all standing up around his shoulders and the back of his neck. That's where it all stood up. And he would sit there and we'd hear the bears off in the woods. We never saw them, but you would hear them out there making noise and stuff. And then there was this wetland and they'd be in there, and you could hear them back in there. And Yogi would go out there and he would sit out there and he would just like looking off in different directions. And then us, and his hair would stand up and he'd make these weird sounds. And then us, and he'd do this real low bark. And it was a real soft, muffled bark. And he would make these sounds and stuff, and then you hear the noises out there, and then us, and he'd do that low bark noise, and then you would hear the noises stop, and then they would change direction and go away. And I think he was just telling him, hey, you're getting too close, go away. He was our protector up there. But yeah, that was our Yogi. So I'm probably gonna be. I don't think I'm gonna do anything tonight. I just don't really feel like recording right now and putting out videos. I apologize, and I know that some people are just gonna say, "Oh, it's just a dog and stuff." He was more than that. I was just happy that we were able to be there for him. And that he had a very quiet, passing, and that we were able to comfort him while he went through it. So, here you guys go. You guys know what's going on. I don't know what else to say, really. I don't think I'm going to record anything tonight. I don't really feel like it. I took off Sunday night, and I just called in and told them what was going on, and I told them there's no way I'm going to get in the driver's seat. And they told me that's no problem. They understood that completely. I did come out last night, and I drove, and I made it through the whole night. Haven't slept very much. I'm going to try to get some sleep today. We'll see how I feel and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I might record tonight, but I just want to let you guys know what's going on. I've been getting a lot of emails and messages and stuff and comments, asking me, hey, what's going on? Is everything okay? So, it's kind of a rough weekend. So until next time, guys, you guys have a great day. And if you're not, we'll give it another try, right? See ya.